Firstly, about bill happening sooner or later is a secondary question. The first question is, why have you introduced a bill which does not give women the rights to be able to contest through the quota system in the upcoming elections, the 2024 elections? What is stopping you from doing it? The 2010 draft bill is in front of me. Any application of law is not done for a future date. Any application done or act passed by the parliament is implementable the very next day onwards. This has been the history not of India alone. Worldwide, legislations are done, acts are created for implementation immediately, not for some future promised date. That is what you're doing is incorrect. So this is just a jumla that you've offered to the women, a junjana that, okay, we are opening the doors for you, but please queue up, show us your intention that you want to come inside the parliament, and then we will take a call once the delimitation of census happens. So I think even without the delimitation, even without the census, we can have the women's reservation implemented immediately. Out of the seats that are contested in the parliament, reserve 33%. That is all we are asking.
He has also said that for some political agenda and a political tool to win election, but for BJP, it's not the same. And he further said that this is the fifth attempt to bring women's quota bill from Devagowda ji to Manmohan Singh ji. 4 attempts were made to bring this bill. What was the reason the bill was not passed?
So two things here. His talk about we do not look at women empowerment through a political lens is an absolute lie and a hypocritical statement to make. Women of Manipur will tell you that they did not get protection of the state. That is why they had to approach the Supreme Court. And the country got to know only after their video went viral. And the country also got to know that none of the accused were arrested till then. It is also a hypocritical statement to make when we saw women wrestlers protesting for their right. And yet the sexual harassment charges and the charge sheet has been ignored to allow one member of parliament to continue who belongs to the BJP. His statement is hypocritical because a commitment made to the women of this country 9.5 years ago in their 2014 manifesto and coming and emerging as a single largest party with all parties across party lines asking you to introduce the bill has taken 9.5 years. His statement is hypocritical because of this one clause that this is subject to delimitation and a census taking place. 2021 census has already been delayed. And we are sitting in 23 and no census is likely to happen. So we are assuming now that 29 it will happen, delimitation will happen, and 29 it will be applicable. I wouldn't be surprised if it says move forward also because by 2031 there will be a new census expected. And there will be a new idea of delimitation. So this is nothing but hypocrisy. They believe that by trying to lure the women of the country by showing them the promise of reservation, they're cheating them, and women will realize this and they will pay a lesson for this, pay a price for this.
Choose an advisory for the Indian nationals and students in Canada, and it states that in view of growing anti-India activities and politically condoned hate crimes and criminal violence in Canada, all Indian nationals there and those contemplating travel are urged to exercise utmost caution. Recently, threats have
yes, I've read the note. I've read it. I think the unfortunate escalation that we are seeing coming from Canada, totally ignoring our concerns of growing anti-India sentiment and pro-Khalistani sentiment, and their protection to such statements and to protection to such people is unfortunate, and the escalation by the Prime Minister of Canada, by personally naming India, leveling some charges which are absolutely totally baseless, as well as asking one of our diplomats to return, is unfortunate escalation and goes against the spirit of ensuring international security and international commitment to end all ways of hate, divisiveness, and creating a terror sentiment across the world. That's point one. Point two, obviously when you have senior ministers in the Canadian cabinet making uncalled for charges in India, against India. Indians are the highest number of students that go to Canada. And having our students at the mercy of politicians who are pandering to their domestic politics and senior leaders talking irresponsibly is a cause of concern. And this cautionary notice, I think, is well-timed. And I would urge more and more people to stay in touch with the high commissions and to be in touch with the Indian officials there. because it is highly likely with such provocative statements it could lead to further tensions. That is my sentiment. However, it is also surprising that other member states haven't called out Canada's irresponsible